Hey book club, Dan here from One Man Book Club. Have you ever wished you could read more books a year? I'm going to give you some tips today on how you can do that. Now I read 90 books a year. I also have a life. I have 6 kids, teens to tots, college to preschool. I have a career. I teach early morning Bible study to high school kids. I coach multiple basketball teams and soccer teams for my kids. I attend parent-teacher conferences, dance recitals, orchestra concerts, choir performances. I volunteer. I am active at church. I take my wife on dates. I exercise. I read 90 of those books a year, and I maintain a book blog. And somehow I find time to eat, probably too much, and sleep. Not enough. Anyway, saying that out loud makes me fucking need a nap. But how do I do it? How do I maintain my sanity with all the things I have going on? Well, I put God first, and more on that later. I also have an amazing wife. I also try to keep things in proper perspective. I don't worry about things that I can't control. And I read. Reading is my great balancer. I give and I give and I give, but I read for me. It keeps me sane. So how do I have time to read so many books? I get this question all the time. Here's the answer. I call it how to have a life and read a lot of books. These are 10 tips from a busy dad. So first, change your mindset. If you define reading time as a significant block of time when you have to sit in your favorite place, ignore your life and your family, and lose yourself in a book, then no wonder you're frustrated with reading. You're never going to get more books read that way. Our lives are simply too full to commit that much time to books or anything. It happens on the rare occasion, and man, it is blissful when it does. But if you want to read more books, you're going to have to change your mindset about what reading time is. So stop thinking of reading as an activity that you do, and start thinking of it as a way you fill your time in between things. We have a lot of space in between things of our day. We have 2 minutes here, 10 there, 5 there. This is reading time. Fill up your downtime with reading, and all of a sudden, you can be reading a lot more than you were before. Tip 2, read what you want. There are a lot of choices out there, so pick something you're going to enjoy. Don't feel like you have to read How to Be Awesome at Life just because you saw someone else reading it. Read it because it sounds interesting to you. 3, don't waste your time. If you do decide to read How to Be Awesome at Life and you discover it's boring you to tears, then stop reading it. Some people feel this weird obligation to finish any book they start, but we just don't have time for that. Reading a book we don't like makes reading a chore and something to be put off as long as possible. Why do you think high school teachers give kids 3 months to read boring books that they make them read? Reading is supposed to be fun. If you aren't having fun, then stop reading and move on to something else. Number 4, always be reading. Are you in line at the grocery store? Are you waiting to pick your kids up from school? When you're sitting at a stoplight, when you're working out in an elliptical trainer or treadmill, in the bathroom, waiting for a meeting to start at the doctor's office, always have your book with you so you can always be filling your downtime up with reading. You might be surprised how many lines you can read in 90-second increments throughout the day. Tip 5, get the e-reader. But the smell of the books, but there's just nothing like turning actual pages. Yeah, I get it. But my Kindle changed my reading life. Instead of having to find a home for 90 books a year, I can actually carry thousands of books in my pocket and have access to millions of books on the cloud. Change the size of the font that you read when you run, so you can make it bigger when you run on your treadmill, and put it in your pocket so you can read in line at the grocery store. Forgot your e-reader at home when you're sitting at the doctor's office? I bet you have your smartphone with you. Open your favorite reading app on your phone, and whammo, there's your book, open to the exact spot you left off when you read this morning while you're brushing your teeth. Want to read more books? Get an e-reader. Tip 6, want to listen to audiobooks. Who told you listening to audiobooks was cheating? Baloney. Listen while you drive. Listen while you work. Listen while you exercise. Listen while you vacuum the floor. If you're using Kindle and Audible, the reading and listening are synced together. So when you listen on your way home from work and then pick up your Kindle later during soccer practice, you don't have to go find your place. It automatically opens up to where the audiobook left off. Super, super cool. Book 7, have your next book ready to go. I've been chain reading books since 2011. As soon as I finish one book, I start reading the next one. Don't wait until you've finished a book to figure out what you want to read next. 8, look for book deals. I rarely pay full price for a book. Amazon has daily sales. And when you buy an ebook from Amazon, the audiobook is available at a much reduced price. BookBub will send you daily emails of books that are on sale. And of course, don't forget the library. Not only can you borrow regular books, you can borrow ebooks and audiobooks as well. Tip 9, set an achievable goal. Now, I set a reading goal each year on Goodreads, and it's not a stretch goal. I don't fool myself into thinking I can read more than I know I want to, or I can, I should say. But I do set an achievable goal, and I keep track of what I read throughout the year, and then I can feel accomplished when I meet the goal. And tip 10, try new things. Don't think that just because you love historical fiction, that historical fiction is the only thing you're going to enjoy. Branch out. There are so many great books to read across so many genres. I am an equal opportunity reader. I'll give almost anything a try, except I'll usually avoid romance novels because romance novels are barf. Anyway, there you have it. 10 tips from one busy dad to whoever you are. You want to read more books? These 10 tips will help you do it. Happy reading, everyone.